One of the ways we get work from the government is through a sources sort notice. And usually a sources sort notice is like a marketing they do. They send out to a bunch of contractors to see who they have available on a list to bid on this particular project. So sources sort is a good way to actually get a project before they actually release the bid. You could actually sway them in your favor. In the email of Anthony Richardson, here, my bid match usually I get a bunch of notices from the government. This is how I get the government work. So you want to check out to see anything that's related to fire alarm security, things like that. This is access control, so we can do that. So we'll click on the My Bid Match link. We click on the other link for the sources sort. You don't have to read all this information. You scroll all the way down to the bottom and you want to look for this sam.gov link. And you click on that, and it should take you straight to the sam.gov. So the things you want to look at here is if it's in New York, somewhere we can do it. And the original response date is the date that the closing date. After this date, nothing is going to be accepted. So you scroll down, because all we're doing is just sending them information about who we are and the projects we worked on and who we worked with. So we go to the document and we download the document, find it on a drive. So what you want to look for here, you want to pay attention to this solicitation number, the point of contact. We want to know who that is, and where the place of performance is going to be at. This will determine if we could do the job or not. This is in Barry Street, right downtown, so in the city, so that's perfect. So what they're asking us is that this sources sort notice, like I said before, is just the marketing to see what companies they could have on their list when they put this actual bid out to see who's going to bid it. So they're looking for, preventive maintenance on an access control system. So I have a template of a sources sort notice that I'm actually going to use. So this is the equipment that they have. They have the Linnell system, regular camera system. It's the same system we put in Yeshiva. So they want us to come 4 times a year, clean the cameras, hours of operation. So the first thing we're going to do is create a folder. We're going to save as. I'm going to browse to customer proposals, current bids, proposals 2023, and the last quarter, October, November, December. And then we create a folder. So now that the file is saved, so now it's saved, we create a PDF. So now we got the PDF open. So since they have some fillable information, we're gonna write this, we're gonna, write our information in here. So now we have a sources sort template. Actually, we could just open up any sources sort document and then make the modifications on that particular document. This is just giving them information about who we are. So we need the cage code and our unique identifier, which is our DUNS number. So this is our new DUNS number, this long number here. So we take that, copy that. The DUNS number is what you get from the government, and you also get a cage code. These two numbers help you, give you access to federal funding, federal jobs, and things like that. Without this information, you won't be able to do any work with the government. So now we have a cage code that's also issued by the government. SAM registered, yes we are. So they're asking if we're registered with anything else, GSA or anything like that. No, I don't have any other those other vehicles for the government. GSA is like they could buy parts from you. It's like a list of where you keep all your inventory list of all the equipment. Here's our disadvantage information. So most of this stuff is no. Is yes, we're a small business. We're not woman owned. So it'll just be yes for small business. Everything else is no. So now on a sources sort, what we could do is we could say see attached to the Word document. This Word document. So how we configure this, of course we have to change the address. Then we put the sources sort. You put who prepared it, whoever prepared this, put your name. So this is what we're gonna save the document as. Make sure we save it in the right folder. So we can leave his title as the contracting specialist. Let's find the address. The address, we're gonna put the billing address, which is this guy, this information here. So we change that to Bookman. Leave the font at 11. Fix everything up. So what is the solicitation number? Make sure we change the font, put it back to 11. Make sure we address it to the right person. So, here's all our information. So being that this is talking about access control, you see we have stuff that says fire alarm. We want to just cater this, change it to the words that they're using on their paperwork. So that way they know, okay, yeah, this is what they're talking about. Or we know what we're talking about. So we're going to change this to various access control systems in multiple industries, knowledge of access. And we want to make sure we're naming the actual client that we're addressing. So this is the Department of Veteran Affairs. So we just want to make sure we're addressing them and no one else. So now we scroll down further, let them know we're trained in the Linnell on guard software. So we just want to make sure all the information is still pertaining to what we're talking about, like the access control, more catered to what the project is. So now the scope of work, what we need to do here is pretty much copy what their scope of work is. See right here? This is their scope of work. So we copy that. So that way we're telling them that we fully understand what you're asking us to do. Maintain acquisition strategy like the NAICS code, meaning that's the code that I have. Don't change it after I send this information, and don't change anything. Keep everything the same so that way it's in my favor. So we just make sure we have everything, make sure everything say Department of Veteran Affairs. We're talking about access control because that's what the paperwork is talking about. We're going to leave this as is. Make sure we correct any typos, see everything that we have. All right, and that's good to go. So now we save this as a PDF and we send it to Joshua. Save this, then we send both those PDFs. So now we send this out. They collect all their marketing information. What I like to do, since it's 4:25 a.m., I'm not going to send this to them right now. I'm going to schedule it out for this morning at 8 a.m. So that is how you respond to a source of sort notice, similar to submitting a bid without pricing for the government. This is usually the first step with getting government contracts. So this is how you would send out source of sort notice. If you have any questions, send me an email. Let me know.